My name is Debbie. I'm also known as Nana, and this is Dreamcrafted Creations. And again, I'm coming to you from my kitchen because it keeps happening. I'm not quite sure. I had no intention of making sourdough breads this morning. Yesterday, I made sourdough banana and zucchini breads, which are a lot quicker and you use the discard. And I'll show you how they came out. And I do have maybe a taste tester today. My friend Jane, my fiber friend Jane is coming over and she's going to help me with some sewing. So multitasking crafting is what seems to be going on here all the time. The last 3 days were very rainy here in New England, and I thought I was going to get down in my basement and, you know, clean it up a little bit more because I've been showing you I'm cleaning out my craft room, and they're coming next week to move some shelves around, and so I do have to get to that. But, you know, Jane is a organizer-ho, and she might even do a little bit more of that for me today. But my intentions for today, and I started 3 sourdoughs, and let me tell you why. I was not going to do any more sourdough this week because I did the breads. I thought that's enough for the weekend. However, at midnight, when Jane and I were leaving, she was saying, well, what do you want to do for lunch? Should I bring something? And I said, oh, I don't know, we'll find something. I made zucchini and banana bread. And she said, I don't like zucchini. You know, only a true friend is going to tell you that. So I said, well, do you like banana? And she said, yeah, we'll have that, whatever. She goes, where's the everything bagel sourdough? And I just, in my mind, was like, why? You knew she liked this. Why didn't you just do that yesterday? But the reason I didn't do it is because it is such a long process. And I thought, and I wanted to try these other breads. And so what I'm doing is early this morning, I fed my doughs last night with no intention of doing anything with them. I fed the starters. And then when I woke up and saw them and they were so rised and bubbly and nice, I said, you know what? I'm going to mix the doughs. So I have 2 everything with bagel and 1 plain because my house will go through the 2 loaves in 1 week like nothing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them all up, do all my stretch and folds. While Jane's here, we'll go through the bulk fermentation. Hopefully it'll be done enough that I can get it in the Banton before she leaves, and she can put it in the refrigerator overnight, and she can bake it tomorrow. So that's my plan for the breads. And our crafting plan is we are going to work on some sewing. I will link the woman down below, but I found this linen blouse that I wanted to take a try at. And Jane is a phenomenal sewer, so she's gonna come here and help me do like a mock-up. So when I receive, because I'm waiting for it to come in the mail, the really nice linen, I won't mess it up, hopefully. And also in the meantime, I'm going to wrap up Christmas in July knitting, what I was able to get done, which wasn't a ton this month, but I did get some, and my intentions for August for knitting and crocheting. And that's it. So I'll see you a little bit later downstairs after I do a couple more stretch and folds and go out and do some errands and come back before Jane gets here. But before I do, so here's the chocolate chip, no, it's not chocolate chip, it's banana chocolate chip sourdough bread. And I get these bags off Amazon. They're very cute. The best things are homemade, sharing love one slice at a time. So you can get these, they come with a little sticker. I'll right here put them together, and I will link that below in case you're a baker and you like to, I just think it's good to store your food in if you want to give a gift. But here is half of the loaf. This is the chocolate chip banana, and I think it came out great. I tasted it, but again, I'm gonna have Jane be my taste tester today. So you might see her on video, on this video, a little bit later. And then I did a zucchini, because in summer you have to have zucchini bread, right? Well, I do. I think it's great. So I already cut these yesterday just to try them. But look at the zucchini. Oh, I think it came out great. This one I love, and I put raisins in this one. It didn't call for raisins, but I put raisins in because I like raisins. So those are for this weekend. The kids will love those. We'll have some breads, and you know, they'll be gone. So that's why I keep baking the stuff, because the children keep eating everything, which I think is great, because I did stop baking. Sorry for the crunching, but I want to get these closed up. I stopped baking for a long time because it was just my husband and I here, and we're always trying to watch our weight or whatever, and we'd eat it, but nothing would get fully eaten, and I'd end up throwing things away. But everything in moderation, right? And so now that I have all the little people coming over every weekend and my kids, everything, there's just not, it's good. I'm not eating too much of it, but enough, and life is short, so you should eat cake. But, all right, I will see you soon in the basement at my craft room. Okay, so I'm back from doing some errands that I had to do today. And I'm going to do the last set of stretch and pulls. I'm going to put them in their proofing containers. Jane is going to be here like really shortly, and hopefully the time she spends here today, these will proof enough, and I will put them in the bannetons for her, and she can put them in the refrigerator and cook them herself. So yes, I'm making Jane and everything sourdough bread. That's how I can do it. Otherwise, it's a 2-day process for me. But what I couldn't resist when I was coming back from my errands this morning were these. Look at these beautiful Bobo hydrangeas. Oh, take time to smell the flowers. I feel like I do all these slow crafting projects, and I'm living in this busy, busy life. So hopefully today I'll be able to sit with Jane. I told everyone she was coming, so hopefully there will be no interruptions, and we'll get a lot done. So I'll let you know what we get done today. See you soon. Okay, so I'm down in my craft room. Jane should be here momentarily, so let me see if I can squeeze this in. But wrapping up Christmas in July, my Good Tidings Advent calendar. Besides the Milton sweater, which I'll show you, I did work on that. It's hard to see the progress because it's really just a measurement from under the arm and how much I'm getting done. So I probably did get another 4 or 5 inches of that done, but I will show you. But the Advent calendar and that is pretty much what I worked on for the last week. And the Advent calendar has all these cute little, not critters, but little toys that go in the little stockings. Let me get a good picture. That go in the stockings that you make. So as I started doing this is a very, tedious, fiddly job, the little toys, but that's what I like to do. I don't know why. I would much rather sit and make all these teeny little things, toys and what have you, than sit and knit a huge sweater for some reason. I don't know why. Let me know in the comments if you would rather knit a sweater or little toys. What type of knitter are you? But I do it all, and I want the hand knit sweaters, so I still do them, but I love making the toys. But so here are the cones, and you set it up as like an Advent. You put the little toys in there, and you take them out December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and all that. And I'm going to decorate back here because I'm in the process of decluttering this room and moving things around. So at Christmas time, I hope to have this decorated nicely for Christmas. But what I got done for the toys is, so far, I have 3 bears, and I think I've shown you the bears, but I'm going to show them again. So we got a gray bear, a brown bear, they all have scarves, and a little polar bear. Then I went on to make the snowman, and he has like a carrot nose. And I have to make another one of the snowmen. And then I went on to make, these are called snow elves. And I put a little bell on the top. And I don't know if you can see his little face, but I think I have to make 2 more of these in different colors. And then I have a little gingerbread man, and I have to make 2 more of these. So in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I made six little critters in July. But I also worked on, 6 little critters in July, but I also worked on the Milton a little bit, and this big scrap bash quilt, which I've shown you, all these different squares that I'm going to be putting together for somebody. I don't know who. But in the meantime, Jane is on her way over here, and this is a disaster, and we need to cut out fabric. So I'm going to clean this up, and when she comes, we're going to get started on that project, and I'll let you know what else we do for the day. But another thing that I wanted to do, which was related to Christmas, this is all my Christmas yarn, and we're cleaning out. And Jane's coming today, and she's a real good organizer. And I did get these bags, these storage bags, okay? And I think I'm gonna take all my Christmas yarn, because out of sight, out of mind, if it's like in these bags, I can't even remember what I have. So I want everything in clear plastic that's going to be in the other room. Here, as you can see, I have put yarn into these white baskets that I can't really see, but I do know what's in there. And I know what's in here too, but I just want it neat and tidy. So we're gonna work on that today. This isn't Christmas, but this is sparkly, so we're gonna put it with the Christmas. And then I have, these are sparkly, and I got them last year, and I thought they were really small skeins. And this is supposedly Christmas, but it's sage green. But you know, nowadays they use these not so traditional colors. But I had, when I received this, I did get the regular green too. So I have all the Christmas colors. And when I got it and I never returned it, I thought, what am I going to make with all this? And a white, they're all sparkly. And then this red is like a burgundy. And then just, there's another green. I don't know why I got 2 greens, but, so what I'm thinking with this is, and some random letter got attached to that. Oh, so I had cream, and then this is white. So this is a lot of yarn. Like, how am I got it to make crocheted ornaments, which if you look back in my vlogs, my Christmas Vlogmas, I put the crochet over these ornaments, and my intention was Christmas in July was to do that, but these little toys for the Advent became so time consuming and just life that I didn't fit any of that in. So I will make a few more ornaments during Christmas time, but I was thinking with this yarn, because there's so much of it, the Quiet Sky blanket that I'm making now that looks like a quilt. I was thinking maybe I'll do someday a quilt in that, an Afghan blanket in that quilting pattern. It's not going to be the Quiet Sky one, but I had showed you the book previously of her. She has another book out, and I'll link it below, to all different types of patterns. So I was thinking, I don't have a Christmas Afghan blanket, whatever you want to call it. So maybe someday that's what I'll do. I don't think I'll incorporate these two colors though. Those are gonna have to be in something else. I don't know what they go with, but maybe there'll be a donation. I'm not sure. But I have to get those organized today. That's part of the cleaning up the craft room. There's a lot of stuff on the wall. The wall looks beautiful, but it's going into that room. So we need to put things in bags like this. And I also have some other type of squish bags so that when they are in there, moths and, you know, I haven't had any moths, but you never know. So I just want to put in dust. I just want to put, and it's not even dusty in there. I just want to put everything in plastic. And then this wall is going to have cabinet doors and some slat board like this so I can hang things, but that is another video, and when it's done I will show you. So that is what I've been doing as far as knitting in July, cleaning out my craft room. I've made a big dent on it, but I have to show you, I did do some impulse buying. I was picking up two of my grandchildren, taking them to their activity, and I was in a town where I know there's a quilt store with fabric and stuff, and I remember an email coming through, and I thought, I think they're having a sale. So I went in, and I literally was almost going to get out without buying anything, but I've been thinking of making Ike a quilt. I don't have any boy fabric, little boy fabric. So look what I got. And I've already put it in a nice clear container because everything is going to be nice and tidy from now on. But it's these panels of all these little animals doing construction. And I just thought this was so cute. I've never done a panel quilt. Let me know if you've done a panel quilt. But it seems like it might speed the process up a little bit. It's called Little Builders, and this is what the finished quilt will look like. So I told my daughter I was making it, and like, so the borders come all in these panels, and I guess she cut them out. So I showed my daughter, and I knew it wasn't going to be her exact thing that she would pick out. But I know Ike's going to like it. And I told her that's what matters, that Ike's going to like it. Because, you know, they like something a little bit more modern or whatever. But when he gets older, I'll make something a little bit older for him. But I thought this was so cute. So let me know in the comments if you've worked with panel quilting. And if you think this is cute for a little 3-year-old boy. So I bought that. And then the other thing I bought, and this was impulse, I found these Andover little ones by Macowar UK. And they're just like, you can tell just by the first one. They're little bunnies. Here's the back. Maybe you can tell. And ducks and goose. And what are those? Hedgehogs and moons and stars and reindeers and gingham. And I just thought, so cute. And I don't have any material for like baby blankets, so I said, you know, this will come in handy. It wasn't that expensive, and and they had 25% off, so that I got. And then I saw these fabulous in their little Halloween squares, and let me show you. So cute. I'm gonna ask Jane today what I can do with these, but probably just like a little bag, or maybe I'll make a trick-or-treat bag for one of the kids. But I got that. And then this was another kind of baby, but I'll show you what I have in mind for this. It's called Shine. And this has gingham, flowers, what else? Little birds, words, sunshine. So what I had in mind for that, and I want to make one so bad for my craft room. And then I know the kids are going to love it, so I'm going to end up having to make them for them. But this is Woolly Petals Silly Goose. Look. Oh my God. I will link her below. But I want to see the patchwork one. I was thinking these, the ones I just showed you. Or even these, if like someone was having a baby, to make them a cute little for the goose, patchwork goose for the nursery. But anyways, this was another thing I acquired to start, and we'll see how it goes. That may be some upcoming video, but for now I'm gonna clean this mess up before Jane gets here. We're gonna start sewing, and I'll let you know how it goes. So I am back sooner than I thought. I forgot to talk about August intentions, and I have been knitting monogamously on the Milton, and I meant to show you that. And I hadn't picked up anything else that I started this year. And you know, I had the 12 cast-ons. But so here's the Milton. So if you've been watching, here's the side. I have gotten, you know, I have done a lot more. See, I would say the last time I talked about it was up here. So I got halfway. But this, you know, is just stockinette and purl. And I was at knit night, and I said to Anu, I said, I have to pick something else up. I'm actually getting very bored. And as you know, us hobby hoes like to jump from one thing to another. But within my knitting, I would like, and I keep talking about it, and now I'm going to put it on record because I told Anu I was going to do these two. So Anu, if you're watching, I am going to, my intentions to start for August is with this beautiful Noro yarn I got at the Unruly Stitch. It's a Noro. Of course I don't have my glasses on, because they're underneath a pile of all this. So this is Noro Ito. It's in the color 80, lot A. And I guess this is the best way to see it. But it has these pops of pinks, a little gold, some purples, browns. And I have been dying to do this, and I don't know why I keep putting things in front of it. But out of the February 24th, 2016 magazine, I have been holding on to this to do this. Well, let me show you the big picture. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Designing Down Under. Let me know what you think of it. I have wanted to do this crocheted cardigan for so long. I think it's beautiful. Now, she's much younger than I am, so I'm not sure how it's going to look on me, but I'm going to make it anyways. And my intention for August is to at least start this. At least start it. But I would love, you know, crochet goes a lot faster than knitting. So that might come together very quickly. You know, I'm not sure. But I will still work on the Milton. That will be my knitting. And I will still work on the advent calendar, because I really have to probably do at least 3 pieces of that a week in order for me to get that done for the first week in December. And I told Anu last night I was going to do it because I love making the toys. Is the Pattern Friendly Bee. I started her. I definitely started her, but I had a very harsh white that I didn't like how it was coming out, so I actually ordered the yarn in this color, Katona Sheepies, in a creamy color. So I think it's going to look much better, but I never got it started again. So that is definitely too an August intention. So we have 4 projects to work on in August. The Neuro sweater. The Friendly Bee, that's crochet. So 2 crochets, the Milton and the Good Tidings. So 2 knitting, 2 crochet. I should get to the Anita Sky, but you know what? There's not going to be enough time for that. There just isn't. So those are the intentions for August. And so hopefully I can bring to you back some new cast-ons, something new. But so now I have to get back to cleaning this up. It really is a mess. What I'm going to do is these bags, and let me show you them. Huge Ziploc bags. So what I'm going to do, let's get the Noro out of here. Because I'm going to put these Christmas yarns in here, I think. Let's see how they'll fit. Maybe. So I guess these 3 comboed. What do you think of these 3 comboed for a blanket? Actually, the jade, the burgundy, and the cream, now that I see them together, that could be a pretty blanket. Because there's other ones here for ornaments that I'll show you. And when I was cleaning out, I found some really pretty yarns that I had purchased years ago to do with my weaving. And I did show you, the different looms I have. So maybe next video, because I could show you so much every video and then it gets too long and people don't want to stay watching it. So if you have been here with me for a long time and you stay watching, I really appreciate it. And if you're new, I hope you'll subscribe so that you'll see when I'm on, because the way YouTube works now, they put up very limited videos. Even the ones I've subscribed to, I find that I have to go searching for them. So I'm not sure how YouTube works anymore. But the best thing to do is, if you want to see what I'm working on, and I hope to bring you inspiration and just bring you into my crafty world, please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. I am not monetized. I don't have brands, any of that stuff. So it doesn't cost you any money for anything. It's just spending time with me. And if you do, I really appreciate it. So let's see. Now, the real traditional Christmassy. Oh, wait. These actually are 2 different greens. I thought they were the same, but look. One's much brighter than the other. So I'm going to still put it in this bag, though, with the red. And I think either of those greens will go with the red. And then these are going to go in here for some time when I'm going to make. And we're going to put the white with these. I think the white goes better with these tones. And then that can fit right up the side. And then when I'm ready to make a Christmas afghan at some point, I will have these neatly put away, and these. Jane might have me put them in containers, but I think I'm going to put them in these bags. I think those will be good storage bags. So as far as the other yarns that I have for ornaments, and this is just a sparkly yarn, so this isn't Christmas or for ornaments, but I've had this yarn forever. It's just a sequined, what is it even called? And it has the tag on it. I can't even read what it is. I actually made a cowl out of it. That's one thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Stores, anyone from a store out there, don't put your sticker on the name, because then we have no idea who it's from. But this is old, and it's just a nice sequined yarn that I didn't give up when I was cleaning my craft room. But I have a lot of this. So if you have any ideas, and it is, what weight is it? This looks like it's a lightweight, number 3. Tell me a shawl that you think I could make this in. It's like is it cotton? It's, 78% acrylic, 22 polyester, 8% soft paillette. But I think I could make a beautiful shawl out of this. Tell me what shawl pattern you would recommend. And I have it in gray. I have 2 in gray, 1 in black, and 3 in the, no, this is not the sequin. This is something totally different. This is Vanna's Glamour. So this, I think I could do this for a Christmas project though, like maybe something on a snowman, like a hat or something. And then I have these that I never use, so I might donate these. These are those ones you just carry, and I just don't think I'm going to use it. I mean, I guess I could carry it with the sequins and put it in a shawl. But yeah, very old yarns. Let me put those in a bag. So these I got last year to do the ornaments around the plastic. And this is called Elegance by Yarn Art. And it's a nice sparkly, I don't know if can you see the sparkles? And this one, there you can see the sparkles. And then this gold, but I think I got this at the Unruly Stitch. But so when you're making, when you're making ornaments, you need fine yarn to crochet them, and you need sparkly yarn. So I have some really nice sparkly yarns, and I'm going to put these in their own little, I think these bags are going to be too big for this. So I have containers that you just saw that I had the material in, and I'm going to put these sparkly yarns in there. Let's see if Jane approves. And then I have this silver. So you need all these different to do the granny square around the ornament. And I have silvers and golds, and what else do I have? Oh, just so much. Reds, creams. So I'm going to have just one container for my sparkly ornament yarns. I'll show a picture up here how I end up putting them together. And then these, if anyone can tell me a shawl, I have, how many yards are on here? So each skein is 224 yards, 100 grams. So that is the weight of these. I really need a shawl pattern for this. So I have 2 gray, the 3 pink, and I can mix them together, or I'd actually really just like them separately. So if you think I can do a shawl out of 2 skeins of 224 yards, please put a nice pattern for me down below. So I'm going to work on these till she comes back. I'll put pictures up at the end, how we ended up sorting everything out, and I will be back. So Jane finally showed up. Hi, Jane, my fiber friend. Jane showed up. I had the huge mess here of the Stash Bash 2026.
Stash Bash 2026.
Yeah, I had everything out everywhere. And of course, without any notice, my daughter and her children came over. We didn't know that was happening, but it happened. And so everything's cleaned up. The goose I showed you, Jane has cut out for me, and she has some Tilda fabric that we used for our dolls that we're going to try to do a Christmas goose. And we're not doing that today, but we have the, this is called Finch. It's a Finch blouse, and there's all different styles of the same blouse. So Jane, expert sewer, we ironed out the fabric, and now
I made her wash and dry it.
Wash and dry it. Now we're going to figure out what size I am, and I think I have enough fabric for Jane to make one too, because I want, I want her to have one for herself for helping me. But as far as the Stash Bash, you saw what I was doing, but we're also taking a break, and Jane is testing my breads, my banana breads and my chocolate chips. So she'll let you know how she thought those were. But we're also having healthy fruit too while we take a break.
I pre-tested the banana chocolate one.
Okay, so what did you think? Okay. So, but what about the other
Delicious.
one? Try the other
I
one.
know, I don't like zucchini, so.
It
But
does-
I know
but
that
it
when you make
doesn't
it into
even-
a bread, it doesn't,
doesn't
you
even,
know.
how, zucchini doesn't even have a taste.
It's a vegetable.
Okay. What do you think? Do you taste zucchini?
No, it tastes like a cinnamon.
Cinnamon has raisins.
That's right. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. So the
It
rest
still has zucchini in it.
it
so
still
it's
has zucchini, so it's healthy. So, so I will.
very good.
I will link the recipes below. They were from that.
Very good.
I'll show you the book later, but I'll link it below. I forget it off the top of my head. But Jane brought, because she thinks she's going to be able to work on something while she's helping me. And I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But she decided to do, what is the star called? Jane also brought this board for me, so I can show you her square that she's doing is the
Sawtooth.
sawtooth star. And this, I never knew what these boards are with all my years quilting, but you just put your block on here, like she did, and then put them next to your sewing machine.
I have mine next to the sewing machine, and then I can just pick the pieces off as I'm sewing.
And so as you
to
go.
piece them. Yeah.
What are they called? What's this board called?
It's like a mini design board. There is a name for them, and I'm blanking out.
Right. So
But you make them yourself. They're just out of foam core. You can cut them to different sizes. This one is 17 by 17. But you can make them smaller. Like that's where 13 came from. I have a 13 by 13 at home as well. Because, I mean, it's like 12 inches or so here.
yeah. But I never
You can make
knew.
them any size. And then you just cover it with the batting. And you just have the batting the same size. Lori Holt has a video on YouTube. So you can link that.
I can link it below.
Showing how to make them.
But I never knew. I never knew. All my years quilting, I was like, what are
I
those?
use it all the
What?
time.
Why are they using this one little board? I couldn't understand.
So I made her one before.
So now I'm doing, as you know, the log cabins. So now I can put my colors here, move them around instead of putting them on the table where they were sliding everywhere.
Yep.
So now I have a new gift.
I know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So she, Jane has a bunch of squares. Show them your squares. Hers is coming out so nice. Just first of all, just hold up the bag, and they can just see all the colors. Oh, and I'm sure she made this.
I did.
She made this bag too.
Yeah, I make these project bags with the vinyl. There's all kinds of videos online for these too. Not my original idea. With the zipper, and then it holds projects. So I have various different projects at home that are all in different zipper bags like this. And
But if you want us to do a video and Jane show you how to make this bag or
easy.
other bags, we could maybe do that. So just put a note in the comments below.
This one's very easy.
But I love her colors because I love pink.
Yeah, a friend of mine from New York that I went to school with a long time ago sent me a bunch of, she was cleaning out her stash, and so she sent them my way. So all the florals are hers.
And show them how neat your backs are.
Oh.
Look how neat and trim.
I told Debbie that.
Mine, I don't know if I'm as neat.
I'm old school, and my 1/4-inch seam, I press them all to one side. The only time you can see that the two ones here are open, because it's become a new thing and people do it, it does help reduce bulk.
What is it that you do? You open...
All the other seams are pressed to one side.
They're pressed in one and then that one.
But when you get sometimes into the middle and you get bulk, I might press it open.
Okay, so you do both.
But, like when I first started quilting years ago, it was an issue of strength. They said that if you press the seams open, that they're not as strong. And I was doing nothing but baby quilts for nieces and nephews.
Is that why? Okay.
Yeah, it's
just
not
show
as
them
strong.
some more of your pieces because they're really pretty.
Yeah, the fabrics that my friend Lisa sent up.
Are those Liberty?
No, they're not. Actually, somebody in the the group online for the Stash Bash.
Okay.
And there's a community. I'm not wild about the tan solid, but I'm using
But
it.
it'll go in there.
Yeah, it's all about the stash,
It's all about
right?
the scrappy. So after I look at hers and then I look at mine, hers is coordinating much better than mine, but mine's fine. I'm just going to get rid of all the scraps, and one of the grandchildren will have it, and while they're little, and it'll be fine. We're just not going to waste
like
the fabric.
The one that was on the board.
Oh, so nice. So we'll bring Jane's back when she's all done, so you can see the whole thing.
When?
Just like I said, I was talking about doing slow crafting, knitting, sewing, all the things we do in a fast-paced world, like just not having time. So I had called this series the multitasking crafting because this morning, as you know, I started the sourdoughs. I came down here, I cleaned up, I'm doing YouTube, I'm putting Christmas yarns in order, neatening them up, cleaning this. Jane came in, now we're sewing. So that's the life. That's the multitasking crafting life we have here. So we're going to finish our snack. We're going to measure up, cut out the pattern, and I'll see how much of it I can video, and stay tuned. Bye. Hello. So to wrap this video up, I just want to thank Jane for coming over with me and refreshing me, cutting out the pattern, the finch. I have that all set to go now to sew. I might get some of that done today. She taught me how to use my buttonhole maker and sew the button on with the machine, which saves me a lot of time from having to look up YouTubes or find the manual. So we got a lot accomplished. We also took the Christmas fabric from Tilda last year that we had, made the dolls, and we were able to prepare it for my Christmas goose, and whatever's left over Jane is using to make a quilt. So those will come back at some time finished, hopefully before Christmas. We both have time. And this morning I was working on, and I forgot to show at the beginning of the video, the 7th little toy for the Good Tidings Advent Calendar, the reindeer. And I have to say, the antlers were a little fiddly. They're just felt, and you sew two pieces together. But anyways, this again too will come back more towards Christmas. And I finished making my breads that I prepared yesterday. Jane went home with hers and baked it this morning, so I'll put a picture up here. I hope you all have a great weekend, a lot of crafting, and I'm not sure when I'll see you next. I have a lot of projects, as you see, I want to work on, so I may want to take the time instead of editing videos and stuff to really work on these projects and get a lot accomplished by the fall. So until next time, I really don't know when I'll be up again, so make sure you subscribe so when I do, you'll be able to hang out with me and maybe Jane again. So thank you very much again, and see you soon.